then eventually I went to help her sister that was having a lot of trouble having her family, and she had a RH problem and she lost a lot of children. And I went over as a helper. Well, after I'd been there for a while, her husband asked me if I would come into the family. I did. I went into his family, left my little brothers and sisters that weren't very grown up by then, and started a family of my own. Rachel's my first one. I have a dozen after her. 6 boys and 6 girls and Rachel. That makes 13. And I don't know, I ended up getting married and had all those children, and while I was still in school. I went for a little while and then I quit. But throughout the years, my mother had been a seamstress and she did a lot of sewing for different people. And I picked up the talent and I got to where I could do a lot of sewing. And after I got married and I had my own house and a family, and I picked up a Murray newspaper that got tossed in the yard, and I thought, oh my gosh, I know now. I can put an ad in this paper and I can get work. So I can be home with my kids. I can do it at home. I had a sewing machine, and Mother had taught me how to do little needlework when I was little, but I worked at a factory, Moto Day factory, and made ladies' clothing. And when I moved there, I put the ad in, and I got lots of large people because they didn't have big and tall shops and shops where they could get their clothes, and I had a lot of them, men and women, that I altered pants and made dresses, and my business grew and grew, and I kept a file box with all their cards and names in it and phone numbers so I could call them when I'm through with it, take the card out, put it with their job, and do the job and put the card back. And so I was able to be home with my children. I could work at night, and I worked every day but Sunday. And I don't know, I made a living with it. Sometimes on my card I'd always put the money I made on a job on the card. Then I'd go back later and tally it up. Sometimes I had $15. Sometimes I had $150. Once I had $400. Because I had new friends that worked in Arback's dinner shop there, and I got work from all the waitresses. I got all kinds of work.